The middle game in the 3-3 for the Prowlers is the first and only battle with the Binghamton Black Bears this season. Good evening, everybody. Will Wiggleman here with you on the PHP Network. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Well, now the Black Bears invade McMorran Place a night after the Columbus River Dragons shut out the Prowlers 4-0. But good news report here on some new faces on the back end and something they haven't had much of this season. Two right-handed rookie defensemen. Prowlers have only had one other right-handed defenseman on the roster this year. That's been Braden Deck. He's actually out tonight, but the Prowlers will get their two new rookie defensemen in the lineup tonight. We'll tell you about who they are and where they fit in on the pregame show coming up next. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network. Come fill McMorran Place at every Prowlers home game this season. General admission tickets are just $15 with discounts available for seniors, military, students, and children under 12. Upgrade your experience in one of our suites, or bring the whole squad to the game with discounts for groups of 10 or more. Find your best option to visit the Thumb Coast professional hockey team by visiting phprowlers.com and find the tickets tab, or call the box office at 810-985-6166. Secure your seats today. Welcome back to McMorran Place in Port Huron, Michigan, as the Prowlers and the Binghamton Black Bears get set to battle for the one and only time this season. But before we talk about tonight's game, let's take a look back at the last game for these two teams. Prowlers played last night, but the Black Bears did not. Their last game was on Sunday against the Watertown Wolves, and they fell by a final of 4-3. Trevor Lord scoring the game winner with 15 seconds left. It was a wild last few minutes with the Wolves scoring twice, the Black Bears scoring once in the last 5 minutes of that game. But Watertown comes out on top despite a goal that was called back just before Lord scored to get the game winner. But Binghamton ends up dropping 2 of 3 against Watertown last weekend. And the Black Bears have lost each of their last 2 games. Of course, that is a very desperate Watertown Wolves team that, with the victory, pulled into a tie with the Elmira River Sharks for the final playoff spot in the Empire Division. But Blake Tosto had a good game, 2 goals and an assist. He's had a hot start since signing out of Lebanon Valley College. 4 goals, 5 points in 4 games. For the Prowlers, they got shut out last night by the Columbus River Dragons thanks to 30 saves by William Lavoyer. Kyle Moore had a goal and an assist. Cody Wickline, a couple of helpers. Not much that Ian Wallace could do on the other side without any goal support, but he did make 34 saves in the loss for Lavoyer, his first career shutout in the FPHL in his first season, and probably his best game as a River Dragon since coming over in a trade from the Baton Rouge Zydeco. Let's take a look at what this means for the standings around the league. As I mentioned, Watertown in a tie now with Elmira for the final playoff spot in the Empire Division. And that's the only playoff spot that has not yet been decided, as Mississippi punched its ticket to the Commissioner's Cup playoffs last night after the big victory over Baton Rouge. So the Blue Ridge Bobcats and Baton Rouge Zydeco will not make the playoffs in their inaugural season. Watertown trying to give Elmira the same fate. They play each other 3 more games this season, so that one coming down to the wire. Another race in the Empire Division coming down to the wire. The Motor City Rockers and Danbury Hat-Tricks now separated by just 2 points for home ice advantage in the first round series. They'll be facing each other in the first round. On the other side, the Continental Division spots look pretty locked up. The only real opportunity for a change would be if Mississippi can get hot late in the last few weeks of this season and surpass Port Huron and take the 3rd spot. But we will see if that happens. It would take a really good run from Mississippi and a bit of a stumble from the Prowlers. Well, the Dragons have been driven by their new captain this season, Tyson Kirkby, who was named the captain before the year, and he's responded by going for career highs in goals, assists, and points this year. 32 goals, 39 assists, 71 points, all of those marks leading the Binghamton Black Bears. He is currently riding a 14-game point streak and averaging 2 points per game during it. For the Prowlers, they have a milestone night tonight as Brian Parsons plays in his 200th career game in the FPHL. He began his career with the Watertown Wolves, but has played the majority of it with the Port Huron Prowlers. 11 goals, 64 points. 5 of those goals have come this season. And he will be in the lineup tonight again for game number 200 in his FPHL career. Prowlers have 2 guys playing in game number 1 of their FPHL careers and pro careers. On the right side of their defense, you see them there. Chase McCardle, who will be wearing number 55, and Dominic Lubert, wearing number 26. Both signed today out of college, and both giving the Prowlers, again, as I mentioned in the open, an element they have not really had much of this season. Braden Deck is the only right-handed defenseman that has been on the roster this season until today. So McCardle and Lubert trying to even out the Prowlers defense core. Adam Heinzel will slide into the third defense pairing along with Parsons, who we mentioned before. Frank Schumacher plays with Lubert, and Johnson with McCardle up front. Forward lines staying relatively the same. Tristan Sim coming out. So the Prowlers can dress 6 defensemen tonight. They only dressed 5 last night. And Jake Vaughn stays in as the lone extra forward for this game. Black Bears have hit the ice. Prowlers will be next as we get set for puck drop. The only game between these 2 teams this season. They battled 6 times last year. They played 3 separate series. They split all 3. Let's see what we can get in tonight's game. We'll take you down to ice level for the rest of the pregame ceremonies. Sarah Dent back on the anthem tonight here at McMorran Place before tonight's game between the Prowlers and the Binghamton Black Bears. And in case you missed it, and they did announce it a little bit incorrectly, but the Prowlers starting lineup sponsored by Orthopedic Associates, Austin Federley, Connor Foley, and Liam Freeborn up front. The top line starts for Matt Graham's club. On defense, Frank Schumacher and Dominic Lubert, and Makar Sokolov between the pipes as we take a look at our starting goaltenders for tonight's game. Makar Sokolov making his first start since all the way back on March the 9th against the Blue Ridge Bobcats. That was a 40-save performance, but a loss, 6-2. Connor McAnama back between the pipes after dropping Sunday's matchup with the Watertown Wolves. That loss snapped a 7-start winning streak for McAnama, who's certainly in the conversation for goaltender of the year. Black Bears starting with their second line of Thompson, Anderson, and Connor Smith. On defense, JT Walters and Colin Fitzgerald. And we're underway here from McMorran Place. Frank Schumacher fires it across, looking for Freeborn, and he couldn't connect. Black Bears look to work it out, and it's Freeborn, Prowlers leader in goals, assists, and points. That one tipped along, Fitzgerald first on it. Began the season with the Huntsville Havoc. Returned on March 9th to Colin Fitzgerald. Taken off the boards by Thompson, he overskated it though. And Frank Schumacher goes D to Dominic Lubert. Missed pass though, pull-up move by Gavin Yates fresh off the bench. His pass also missed. And the puck escapes out to center. Prowlers get their first change going. And right onto the ice on the puck now, Chase McCardle, the other Prowler, making his pro debut along with Lubert. Dan Chartrand cycles it down deep. Stone lifts Vinny DeCumbus' stick. And the Bears get it out. Entering offensive territory is Yates. Took a bump from McCardle. Chartrand able to bounce it off the boards and slowly back for it. Oh, that will be an icing, as it looked like Stone was meandering back. Thought they might blow it or call it no icing because he wasn't hustling, but instead they'll bring it all the way down to Prowler territory. Evan Foley gets in for this draw against Tosto. Or excuse me, that's not Tosto, that's Fletcher. And they blow it dead offside at the line as Dakota Bone just couldn't hold it in. So now the Prowlers get their change in. And out comes Brian Parsons, who's suiting up for his 200th game in the FPHL tonight. Here he is with the puck. Rims it around in Adam Heinzel's direction. Now Scantleberry couldn't force it ahead. Parsons off the boards on to Scantleberry. Still unable to reverse it to Samaro. A long-range try, gloved down by Sokolov off the stick of Josh Fletcher. Parsons getting 200 games in the FPHL, playing in his 168th game as a Port Huron Prowler. And that is now 3 games shy of Matt Robertson for 6th on the Prowlers' all-time list. Ross Bartlett will draw with Fletcher. It's tied up. Dalton J picks it up off the draw. Scantleberry from the outside. That one gloved and held by McKenna for a whistle and a face-off. And Dalton J, speaking of the all-time games played list for the Prowlers, last weekend he passed Matt Graham and now has the most career games played as a Prowler, with Graham and still on the shelf with that lower body injury. Offensive zone faceoff. Connor Foley able to win it to the boards. Schumacher towards the net. Couldn't find Freeborn's stick. Blue Bear comes in for it. He'll rim it around towards Federley. Schumacher to the net. Blocked up in traffic and pitched over to the corner boards. Long lead pass towards Thompson. Blocked away. Puck hops away from Freeborn. And turning with it is Smith. Connor Smith gets the puck back. He has some skating room, steps into offensive territory, but it's poked away, and the Prowlers look for a counter. Connor Foley makes a move, gets into offensive territory from the outside. It's gloved and held by Connor McKenna. Cardle back out there for the Prowlers for this offensive zone draw, again paired along with Alex Johnson tonight. He finished up his season at Trine University this year. Oh, that one hit McKenna in the mask. Johnson just floated it through. A seeing eye shot caught McKenna up around the eyes, and that's why they wear masks. McCardle to Chartrand. He's able to get it out. Knocked back to Johnson. Tried a quick feed up. That was blocked away by the oncoming Black Bear. And now loose puck at center. Bartlett finds it 2-on-1. Chartrand with a shot. Stopped by McKenna. Rebound comes all the way out, and Johnson able to find it. Scoop it up the boards. Bartlett couldn't turn it back towards the net, though. Blocked up by the Black Bears captain, Tyson Kirkby. Scantleberry able to slip on by. Couldn't bring the puck with him, though. And Yates behind his own net. He pops out. Trying to control a bouncing puck. Bartlett takes it from him and enters offensive territory, but offside, with Scantleberry about a stride and a half ahead. 16:20 to go in the opening period. Shots on goal right now 4-1 in favor of the Prowlers. Fletcher wins this face-off clean. Bone sent it to Logar, and his dump off the corner boards bounces to Makar Sokolov, who grabs it for another whistle. Face-off will come over to the far side. It's third line against third line right now, with Fletcher and Bartlett set to draw again. Fletcher wins this one back. Bone thought about the drive. Now he'll wrist it through. Bounces off the back wall. Scantleberry head up. Got it through to Bartlett. Tried to make a feed across. Fanned on it. Scantleberry comes flying in to disrupt. Jay was knocked down. And the puck skitters back to Parsons. Backhand up the boards. They say it stayed onside. Doesn't matter now, though, as the Prowlers clear the zone. Samaro. Feather to pass through, landed on Heinzel's tape. Scantleberry, rink-wide feed to Dalton J into offensive territory, but couldn't pull the trigger. And Stone bounces it softly off the boards all the way down. That is icing against Binghamton. So the face-off will come all the way back down. With just over 4.5 minutes gone in period one. Prowlers get that top line back out there. Connor Foley will draw against Tyson Kirkby. Tied up there and pulled out finally by the Black Bears, and dumping it in and putting a little reverse hit on was Weber. Connor Foley on towards Federley. McAnima leaves it for Anderson. Took a tumble. Comes across. Lubert had his stick tied up at the last moment. Now a break for Binghamton. Kirkby to Thompson, and that one kicked off a skate. No shot on goal. Anderson keeps it in, sent it towards the net, and a kick stop by Sokolov. Icing waved off, so Anderson has to play it. Prowlers get a change. The quick up to Smith is touched in. Johnson, fanned on the pass, pops out to the middle of the ice. Smith with the steal, backdoor play, but tumbling to the ice there was Austin Thompson. Big Jake Vaughn in that battle, made his pro debut last night. That one sent all the way down the ice, but by a Black Bear, so no icing. Meanwhile, behind the play, Johnson and Thompson getting into it. JT Walter slips past a check, tried to get past another, but the Prowlers back in numbers to take the puck away. Johnson on to Vaughn. Gives it back to Alex Johnson. Vaughn going to the net. Prowlers in the midst of a change. Vaughn behind the cage looking for Bartlett, got through, but Scantlebury kept the Prowlers on it. His pass to the point, though, exits the zone. Parsons put it right back in. Giveaway. Bartlett with a nice little move. He shoots, and he's stopped by McAnima after the steal and dangle. Nice play by Ross Bartlett, but Connor McAnima up to the challenge. We'll take a timeout. No score here in Port Huron. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
I'm proud to serve farmers because everything they do matters.
If I could choose one word to describe a farmer, I would say essential.
Dedicated.
Enterprising.
The most creative people.
They're providing food for the rest of the world.
Some of the qualities I look for when hiring is personality, perseverance, someone that's determined. We want to be able to hire someone that understands what we're supporting, and ultimately that's the grower.
Come fill McMorran Place at every Prowlers home game this season. General admission tickets are just $15 with discounts available for seniors, military, students, and children under 12. Upgrade your experience in one of our suites, or bring the whole squad to the game with discounts for groups of 10 or more. Find your best option to visit the Thumb Coast professional hockey team by visiting phprowlers.com and find the tickets tab, or call the box office at 810-985-6166. Secure your seats today.
Back here at McMorran Place, still looking for our first goal. Offensive zone face-off for the Prowlers. And the two number 17s to take it, Kirkby and Scantlebury. It's one back by Kirkby. Stone gets the breakout pass to Tosto. Across towards Kirkby. He'll softly dump it in. Heinzel up the boards. Pops out to Yates. Scantlebury took it from him. Tries a power move to the net. All the way around the cage. Couldn't get the wrap to go. And Dakota Bone takes the puck. Hands off to Yates. Now Stone behind the net. Up towards Tosto. Now Yates pulls up. Finds Kirkby. Floats it across back to Tosto. Kirkby in the middle of the ice. Backhand feed across. Hit Dalton J. And out come the Prowlers. Scantlebury dumps it in. Port Huron gets a full change. Kirkby touches that puck in, and now it's Binghamton's turn to get some fresh bodies on the ice. Freeborn to Connor Foley. Dangles his way in. Took a hit from Weber. Federley, back pass, ended up in an area. Schumacher just kept it in at the line. And now Lubert down low towards Connor Foley. Weber reversed back around. Yates goes up the middle of the ice. That's Kyle Stephen, number 20. Stephen tried to backhand it around. Prowlers try and get it out. Schumacher off the boards. Comes to center. Weber. D to Colin Fitzgerald. He'll dump it in and take a hit from Lubert. 8 minutes gone in period one. Turn towards the cage. Blocked. And the rebound. Another save by Sokolov. And then a shot from the point. Stopped by Sokolov again. Prowlers get out of the zone. Here's Connor Foley trying a couple of moves. Black Bears work it out. And Johnson regroups in his own end. His team finishing up a change. Lost it at center. McCardle backing him up. He looks for a play. And Chartrand able to touch it in. Fitzgerald weaves around the net. Finds Austin Thompson. Sent it back across. And Fitzgerald dumps it around. Evan Foley lost the handle there, and Sokolov just puts his blocker on the post to freeze play for a whistle as Thompson came in while Sokolov tried to leave it there. Thompson came flying in to disrupt, and Prowlers needed a whistle to reset. Jesse Anderson taking the faceoff against Evan Foley. Comes back to Fitzgerald, a floater. That's gloved again by Sokolov. Fitzgerald, as we mentioned, began the season in the SPHL with Huntsville. Played 29 games there, had 6 points. And he has the puck now, but it's taken off his stick. Chartrand starts a rush the other way. Pulls up, gives to DeCumbus driving the net. But he was blanketed by a Black Bears defender. And then Thompson took a shot on net after the whistle. Heinzel didn't like it. Now Chartrand coming in. And that will gather everybody. JT Walters comes in to grab somebody. The whistle was for offsides. And now Chartrand's helmet flies off, so does Thompson's. And they're staring at each other with linesmen in the middle. The play was offsides as Thompson gloved it down at the blue line. And then he took the shot. Heinzel rode him right into the wall, gave him a couple of extra whacks for his trouble. And the fans cheer as everybody sent to their respective penalty boxes. We'll see what the penalties are right now. 2 Prowlers and 1 Black Bear in the box. Which by a simple numbers game would mean that the Black Bears will get the first power play of the game. .10:46 left to go in period 1. Right now there are 2 minutes up on the board on the Prowlers side. Captains Tyson Kirkby and Evan Foley having a chat with referee Kevin Mallon. The other referee tonight, Jonathan Paradise, the linesman Dallas Mitchell, and Mark Jackson. It does look like the Prowlers will be short-handed here. So the first penalty kill for the Prowlers of the night, sponsored by True Balance Chiropractic. They went only 1 for 3 last night against Columbus. Dragons getting 2 power play goals. The first goal and the last goal of the game came on the man advantage. While the Black Bears, last weekend, their power play, which is tops in the FPHL at 28.5%, went 4 for 16 last weekend against Watertown. Tyson Kirkby doesn't like where the faceoff is, but the reason it is where it is because JT Walters came in, and if the defensemen come in to join into a battle like that or a scuffle that's in deep, then the faceoff has to come outside. And now they're talking about it, and the faceoff will come just outside of Prowlers territory instead, which also makes sense. But again, the faceoff should not be inside due to Walters coming down to join the fray. Black Bears power play begins. It's Yates, Bone, Tosto, Kirkby, along with Logar for Binghamton. Here's Bone giving it across to Yates. Centering feed for Logar. He didn't get all of that shot. And now Bone walks the line to Kirkby. Across it comes to Yates. Bone at the top. The one-timer goes wide. Yates harassed by Evan Foley, able to dance through him. Then Federley gets a stick on the puck, and it just drops in the neutral zone. Logar one-hands it on to Kirkby. Circles in the corner, finds Bone, who fires it across to Yates. Minute 5 to go on the man advantage. Wrist shot by Bone, stopped by Sokolov. Rebound was available. Prowlers can't clear. Yates up to Bone. Back to Gavin Yates. Steps out to the middle of the ice. Can't find a shooting lane. Still turning the corner, looking towards Tosto, who's at the top of the crease. And now Kirkby to the top. Bone. Yates again. Kirkby. The backdoor play. Bone got a couple of chances. It's underneath Sokolov. And he covers up for the whistle and the faceoff. Dakota Bone didn't get all of that backdoor pass. And Sokolov able to slide across and cover up to freeze play. 37 seconds left on the Binghamton man advantage. We'll have the rest for you when we come back. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers Hockey on the PHP Network. .37 seconds to go on the penalties, which are just all roughing all the way across. Austin Thompson, Dan Chartre, and Adam Heinzel. But since there are two Prowlers and one Black Bear in the box, means Binghamton getting still on the man advantage for another 37 seconds. Black Bears have 2 shots on the power play so far, as Connor Foley able to backhand this one to center. Comes all the way down. McCardle hangs onto it in the corner and then fires it all the way the length of the ice, 185 feet here at McMorran Place. Kirkby tries to dangle through, down to a knee, still got a good backhander off that Sokolov stops hugging the post. That pass goes awry, and it's as good as a Prowler clear. And we're back to 5-on-5, so the Prowlers bottom-ranked PK successful against the top power play in the league. 1 for 1 so far is the penalty kill. As Frank Schumacher plays it around. Lubert up towards Vaughn. Tried to make a pass, but it was behind Chartrand. Working back in was Weber, but instead he made a pass on the blue line. That's a recipe for offsides. Bears able to dump it back in. And now Jay looking for Bartlett. But Fletcher got a piece of it as he went down to the ice. Fletcher this time dumps it in. Lubert steps up to make a hit on him. Two Black Bears collide behind the net along with Frank Schumacher. Puck's in an area and saved by Sokolov as it was loose right there. Weber a drive, and that was blocked by Dalton J. Anderson giving a rough ride into the boards. Fletcher steps in to keep the puck alive. Tries to dance through a couple of Prowlers. Now it's worked to the top, but deflects out of play off the stick of Liam Anderson. Thompson and Heinzel stepping out of the penalty boxes, so the boxes are clean for now. 7:34 to go in period one. Black Bears got 3 shots on that power play. And it looks like an issue with some of the glass in the corner here. Maybe a stanchion. And the McMorran Place crew will take a look. Black Bears up on shots right now at 10-5. Both teams have had some good chances. And of course, Binghamton with the only power play. Lots of Black Bears family members in the building tonight. 5 Black Bears list Michigan towns as their hometown. Dakota Bone from Saginaw. Brody Thornton, who's not in the lineup, is from Clinton Township. Blake Tosto from Bloomfield Hills. Andrew Turo from Grand Rapids as well. And Connor Smith from Pinckney, Michigan. So lots of Michigan flavor on the Binghamton Black Bears squad. There's also more than a couple of Adrian College grads, whether they played for the ACHA, well, most of them played for the ACHA on Binghamton. Smith, Daniel Stone, Dakota Bone, Brody Thornton as well, all played for the Adrian College ACHA team. For the Prowlers, Dominic Lubert also went to Adrian College, but he was part of the NCAA Division III team that won the 2022 NCAA D3 National Championship. As Rob Churchill, the manager here at McMorran Place, taking a look at the stanchion, trying to work it back in place. Yeah, we'll tell you a little bit more about the new signings for the Prowlers. Lubert, hailing from Quebec, again played with Adrian's NCAA team the last 4 years, including this one, and won the national championship in 2022. Meanwhile, McCardle also playing NCAA Division III. He's from Southgate, Michigan, about an hour from here in Port Huron. Played 4 seasons at Trine University. And this year, 12 points in 28 games for him. He also played a year in the NAHL with Odessa and Amarillo before going to college. And again, I mentioned it in the pregame show in case you missed it. It's something new that the Prowlers haven't had this year. There are 2 right-handed defensemen, which has been something the Prowlers have been lacking all season. The only one they've had is Braden Deck, but ideally you want to have 3 on each side, 3 lefties, 3 righties. Of course, that's not going to happen every night for the Prowlers with the number of good left-handed defensemen that they have on this team. Alex Johnson, Mitch Jones when he's in the lineup, Frank Schumacher, Brian Parsons, Adam Heinzel, all left-handed defensemen. So it's not going to be 3-3 every night, but at least with Lubert and McCardle in the lineup, they'll be able to even things up a little bit better and match up a little bit better, having some more guys on their strong side. Everything seems to be all set with the glass now. So we'll get a face-off deep in Prowler territory. 7:34 left in period 1. Comes to the point, Liam Anderson. And now Thompson rims it around. Weber comes in from his defensive position, locks up with Chartrand. Parsons curls back, finds Heinzel. And Vinny DeCumbus couldn't get it out. Evan Foley and Jesse Anderson chasing after it. Chipped around. And finally, DeCumbus lifts a stick, and now he's off to the races. Karam's all the way across Weber. First on it on the other side. Black Bears got caught up ice there, but they hustled back quick and made sure that wasn't an odd man rush when it hit the blue line. Floated along to Anderson. And he takes a big hit from McCardle. Sent back that way, and Freeborn sends McCardle out. With Austin Federley 2-on-2, tried to send it there, went off a stick. Pops up in the air and lands over the glass into the protective netting, out of play. So now we'll get a face-off deep in Black Bears territory, under 6.5 to play in period 1. So Connor Foley and Tyson Kirkby for this face-off, top line against top line. And the wingers on the far side jumped. Now they drop it. Foley towards the net. That one couldn't find the target, probably got deflected. Sent back to the line. Good play by McCarl to keep it in. There's wrister stopped by McKenema, and then it's sent right through the goal mouth by Connor Foley. Just chipped at it, and it popped up in the air over the blue paint and landed on the other side. McCardle steps up to put it back towards Black Bear territory. Fitzgerald knocked down to a knee, and that's going to be a penalty. Fans don't like it, but Connor Foley, the guilty party to the box. Second power play of the period for the Black Bears as they try to open the scoring. But a good play earlier before that by McCardle as that puck came to the blue line with some pace. And it was bouncing as well. He got down to block it and was able to get a shot on net that led to the rebound chance by Connor Foley. That gave McKenema some trouble as it rainbowed over him. Now the Prowlers back to the PK. And the Black Bears get a chance to set up. The wrister deflected wide. Not sure if that got all the way through to Sokolov, as he had Fletcher standing right in front. Stone at the top. Down to Thompson, back to Stone. Thompson again, tried to float it through, knocked down by Schumacher. He bats at it. Jesse Anderson recollects. This is the other unit for Binghamton. Top unit was out there for the entirety of the first power play. As Stone sends it all the way down. Fletcher turning on Schumacher. Anderson collapsed on by Lobert behind the net. Fletcher takes the puck. Works it out high to Stone. Over the one-timer, kick save by Sokolov. On the one-timer by Smith. Fletcher out to Thompson. Couldn't get much on that bouncing puck. Schumacher suckers it out of the zone. And Stone was harassed by Chartrand. McKenema wanted a penalty. He won't get it. And the puck slides on Sokolov. He'll put the glove on top with 47 seconds left in the Binghamton man advantage. We'll have the rest for you on the other side. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers Hockey on the PHP Network.
At Hungry Howie's, we're famous for flavor, and this is our Chief Flavor Officer. Every hour of every day, our CFO obsesses over the tastiest ingredients, combining them to create new flavor combinations your taste buds never knew they needed. Until now. Introducing his latest master pizza, the Pepperoni Duo. A delicious combination of classic cut pepperoni, original pepperoni, 100% mozzarella cheese, and our famous flavored crust. 2 kinds of pepperoni, all kinds of delicious. Hungry?
Howie's! 4:40 to go in period one, still searching for our first goal. Black Bears with another 47 seconds left on their power play. They'll send the top unit out there, led by their captain, Tyson Kirkby. He has 6 power play goals this season. Andrew Logar also out there. He leads the Black Bears with 10 on the man advantage this year. And Sokolov covers up the face-off win by Federley. Heinzel and Tosto getting acquainted. They'll drop it again right in the same spot. Kirkby this time wins it. Yates walks around the circle, gets to his spot on the half wall and gets it up to Bone. Plenty of traffic in front. Kirkby from the outside couldn't find the target. And Johnson gets it on the backhand. It's knocked down by Logar, then chipped ahead by DeCumbis. Short-handed breakaway. He scores! Vinny DeCumbis with a short-handed goal gets the Prowlers on the board first. Johnson's clearing attempt was knocked down by Logar. DeCumbis chipped it past the last man back, and he beats Connor McCanama to the blocker's side for his 4th goal of the year and 2nd short-handed. And that snaps a 15-game goal drought for Vinny DeCumbis, and it opens the scoring here in this one. Liam Anderson, as the Black Bears still have 10 seconds left on their power play. It's worked in by Yates. He pulls up. Fed it across. Kirkby walks down, centering feed, and Yates just slid it past the net. Penalty is over. Worked up the wall. And now Schumacher around the net. Little Bear. He's tripped up in the corner. Black Bears come out with it, and an in-tight save by Makar Sokolov. So Johnson getting credit for an assist on the goal by Vinny DeCumbis. That breaks the ice here tonight. Prowlers had some tense moments right there as Little Bear was taken out in the corner. Had his skates taken out from under him. The puck came in front, but a big save by Makar Sokolov on the in-tight opportunity. Here's McCardle. Lofts it ahead, touched along. Scantleberry in for Dalton J. Back in front, Scantleberry stopped by McCanama as he slid across. Bartlett with a steal, but his floater of a pass couldn't settle down for Scantleberry. And now Bartlett again on the forecheck. Throws his body into a Black Bear. Here's Scantleberry coming out with it from behind the net. Johnson, DDD to McCardle. Wrister waffle boarded by McCanama. Weber gloves it down and gets it to Justin Samero. Liam Anderson forced back by Jay. Weber, rink wide feed on the stick of Steven. Quick up. Here come the Black Bears. It's Samero with a backhander. Stopped by Sokolov right on the post. Steven taken in by Jay. It's worked up the boards, and Austin Federley skates out with it. 4 Black Bears back. And he finds Connor Foley to freeboard on the outside. Couldn't get to the front of the net. Where is it? It's right the side of the cage, still loose. And Samero will play it behind the net. Freeborn pushes him up against the wall right there. Connor Foley and Jesse Anderson come in there as well. Connor Foley lifts the stick. Now Federley cycles it deep. Freeborn left the puck behind. Another scrum up in the corner. Under 2 to play in period 1. Walters just backhands it out. Hops over Heinzel's stick. He and Thompson after it. Heinzel able to turn away. And now Freeborn over to Federley. Dropped for Parsons. Wrister was blocked on the way through. Federley recovers back at center. 90 seconds to go in the period. Connor Foley on the quick up. Over to Freeborn. Tried to slide it back out in front. Bone blocked it, and now Stone had his stick lifted by DeCumbis. They lock up behind the net. Now DeCumbis try to keep it away from Stone. Stone back on it in the corner. He'll skate out. Backhands it in, and another hit from Lobert. And that seems like something that is in Dominic Lobert's game. Kirkby tried to put it out in front, and now he couldn't step out with it from behind the net. Prowlers can't chip it out as Stone came in. Now it comes out. Evan Foley has Lobert joining him. Foley to the trailer Skittleberry, but he couldn't handle the feed cleanly, and Kirkby sends Tosto on his way. Regains control from the outside, stopped by Sokolov. The rebound slipped wide by Yates. 30 seconds left in the period, up and down action. Bone with a wrister, stopped by Sokolov. Yates collects the rebound in the slot. To the top, Kirkby a drive. That was deflected down. Now Vaughn works his way out, 2-on-2 with Skittleberry. Bounced off the boards and in with 13. Skittleberry from a knee, put it to the crease, and it's stopped by McCanama. Weber looking for one last rush for the Black Bears. Yates with 3. Curls back, he'll run out of time. And after a wild last minute or so of this period, the Prowlers will head to the locker room up 1-0 on the strength of a short-handed goal from Vinny DeCumbis. Shots on goal in that opening period favoring the Black Bears, 17-10, but it's the Prowlers with the only goal on the board thus far. Coming up in our first intermission report, the Continental Catch-Up, all the highlights and notes around the Continental Division from this week. We also have some storylines from around the FPHL that came down earlier today and last night as well. It's all coming up on the first intermission report right here on the PHP Network as both teams head to the locker rooms after a hard-fought first period on both sides, and the Prowlers, the ones who are able to get the only goal. Well, the Prowlers have clinched their spot in the Commissioner's Cup playoffs, so get something new to cheer them to a championship. The Prowlers team store features lace-up sweatshirts, mid-stalls, team issue apparel, and Commissioner's Cup playoff merch. Come find us on the west end of McMorran Arena at every home game or online anytime at prowlersmerch.com. You can scan the QR code on your screen now to visit the online shop. Look your po-ho best with gear from the Prowlers team store. 1-0 Port Huron through 20 minutes here at McMorran Place. We'll take a break. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
I've worked at Pioneer and now Corteva for 36 years. It goes by very quickly.
This is a pretty noble profession where you're giving back to humanity.
Curiosity is so important. I learn something new every day.
What's that next challenge that may occur for farmers? You do really feel like you've got an impact on what's coming.
I can see how we're making things better.
And we have the best solutions for our farmers. And I think we're here to feed and fuel the world. I'm proud to be part of that culture, and I'm proud to be part of the company.
At Hungry Howie's, we're famous for flavor, and this is our Chief Flavor Officer. Every hour of every day, our CFO obsesses over the tastiest ingredients, combining them to create new flavor combinations your taste buds never knew they needed, until now. Introducing his latest master pizza, the Pepperoni Duo. A delicious combination of classic cut pepperoni, original pepperoni, 100% mozzarella cheese, and our famous flavored crust. 2 kinds of pepperoni, all kinds of delicious.
Hungry?
Howie's!
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
Seriously, not even that much better than you.
Should have just got a ticket from phprowlers.com.
I should have just bought tickets at phprowlers.com.
I got it!
I should have just got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
I should have got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
They should have just got tickets
at phprowlers.com.
Across for McKittrick, walks the wall, stops, starts back, LaBelle across, Ruiz shoots, deflected, rebound, they swat, they score! They finally break through, it's Johnny Ruiz on the power play, and this game is tied! Ruiz wins it straight back for LaBelle. 4-on-3 here in overtime. LaBelle walks, winds, shoots, scores! Josh LaBelle with a clap bomb from the point, and the hat-tricks, who did not score until 15:57 of the third period, get the power play winner in overtime to take game one of the weekend set.
Tanner beaten to it by Woolley in front of chance, they score.
30 seconds to go in the first period. Keplinger. Jake Cox takes it away. Here's Ford in front, and he scores! Seth Bacon taking his time. Plays it up the far side to Jake Cox. He found Curtis Hanson in the slot. Scott Sherratt gets by Pioni in front of backhand, and they score. Clay Keeley delivers a hip check on Noah Hippolyte-Smith. As the Thunderbirds go the other way, Keplinger at the far side. He's got Ford coming in. Ford, a shot, he scores!
Delaney wants to force the play to center. Stretch pass there. Finds his way banked on. Storjahan in on the left wing with a shot. He scores! Alex Storjahan with a long-range wrister that might have caught Babin by surprise. Beats him on the glove side up high. Banked around to the left point, McGill Diaz. He'll try the left wing. McGill Diaz, goal line, his shot, he scores. What a shot by McGill Diaz. Taking advantage of a couple of players running into one another in the slot area, and maybe a little defensive confusion on the coverage there in the part of the Rockers. Now Columbus steals it from again, they scored! Petrantonio! A turnover deep in the defensive zone by Motor City, ends up in the back of the net. And it's swept right back out down the ice. Should be an icing call if it's got enough gas. It's dying quickly, and they wave it off. Motor City on a chance in front. They score. Pushed at center. Anderson turning back for it. Couldn't get it. Conway with a break. Now moving in a goal. He shoots. And that one a blocker saved by Lavalier. Big stop there. Back out to center. Here's Moore carrying on left side. Kyle Moore into the backhand. Save. Rebound. They score. Ryan Hunter following up the play.
Welcome back here to McMorran Place, 1-0. Our score in favor of the Port Huron Prowlers. Will Wiggleman back with you on the PHP Network. Thanks so much for tuning in. And before we take a look back at that opening period, let's take a look around the league, starting with our out-of-town scoreboard. And every other game in action right now is also 1-0 in favor of the home side. In Danbury, the Hat Tricks have a 1-0 lead on the Watertown Wolves thanks to a goal by Daniel McKittrick. As Watertown, crucial one for them, trying to pick up points and surpass the Elmira River Sharks, who are inactive tonight in the standings for 4th place in the Empire. Down the road from here in Fraser, Michigan, Pavel Spintsov has the only tally, and the Motor City Rockers are up 1-0 on the Columbus River Dragons. That one also in the first period. Their late stages first period in Winston-Salem, and Dawson Baker is the only goal scorer so far, as the Blue Ridge Bobcats try to defeat the Carolina Thunderbirds for the first time in their franchise's history. Dropping the puck in about a half hour from now, the Mississippi Seawolves visit the Baton Rouge Zydeco, and that is a rematch from last night. That was the only other game besides the Prowlers last night. Was the Seawolves, who faced off against the Zydeco, beat them 8-2, and clinched the final playoff spot in the Continental Division. So, one playoff spot up for grabs in the league, and it will likely come down to the Elmira and Watertown battling for it. That means the Zydeco and the Blue Ridge Bobcats both eliminated from playoff contention. Also in that game, Matt Stoya got a 2-game suspension. The former Prowler received an aggressor misconduct during a fight, so he will be sitting the next 2 for the Seawolves. And good news for Danbury, they get Jared Yao back, but news they have to put Brandon Stoyshevsky on IR. There's a little IR shuffling going on in Danbury. Taking a look back at this game, the Prowlers with the 1-0 lead. They have not had a power play yet, but the Black Bears have had 2 so far. Prowlers PK 2 for 2, and they have the shorthanded goal thanks to Vinny DeCumbis. That's the only goal so far. Black Bears again won the shots battle 17-10. Some good up and down action, especially in the last 2 minutes of that opening period. We'll see if it continues here in the second. As the Prowlers take the ice, we take a look at our PHP Network trivia question. The Black Bears have already clinched the Empire Division title, at least for the regular season. We want to know who the last Binghamton Pro Hockey team was to win its division. So put your guess in the comments section, and we'll give you the correct answer at the start of period number 3. Makar Sokolov in the goal crease, 2 hour left. He stopped all 17 Black Bears shots he faced in the opening 20 minutes. Connor McCanama in the goal crease to our right. Sokolov's number 72 opposite, and he stopped 9 of 10 Prowler shots in period 1. Connor Foley and Jesse Anderson set to face off to begin this second period. Nobody in the penalty boxes, 5-on-5 on the ice. And we are set for period number 2 here from McMorran Place. Fitzgerald rims that one around. And it's touched along. Here's Connor Foley on towards Federley. And Fitzgerald put the hip into him. Delayed offside right now against the Prowlers. Port Huron dumps it right back in. Federley first on it. Actually overskated it. Now he has it again behind the net. Centering feed. Freeborn couldn't get that one to go from in tight. Schumacher wrister through traffic. Bounces out the backboards. And Freeborn puts it home. Not sure if that was intentional or not from Frank Schumacher, bouncing it off the back wall, but Liam Freeborn was ready for it, and he doubles the Prowlers' advantage just 32 seconds into period 2. Good hard work in the offensive zone by the Prowlers. Puck retrieval after the dump in, and it leads to another goal. And for Freeborn, his team high 23rd of the season. And a good start to the Hungry Howie's second period for the Port Huron Prowlers. Bounces past Stone. Here's Chartrand catching up to it. They'll put it back to the corner. Stone recollects. Harassed by Evan Foley. Pops out to DeCumbus. But his centering feed cut off by Yates. Stolen right back by Chartrand. He played off of Kirkby. And now the Black Bears finally get out and dump it deep. McCardle feeds it up the wall. It's sent out by Chartrand, bouncing and tumbling down the ice. It will miss the net, but good hustle from Alex Johnson to negate the icing. Loose puck scooped up by DeCumbus, fed down low. Bartlett couldn't get the backhander off as Bone was right there. Yates and Bartlett battle. Yates curls back, and he starts to move his way up ice. Kirkby back towards Yates. He and Jay were tangled up. Puck comes to Sokolov, who puts the glove on top for a whistle and a face-off. Black Bears bench was looking for a penalty that they won't get, as Jay again tied up with his man going to the net. Prowlers with some good jump in this game, trying to match the Black Bears' speed and doing it well. There's a steal by Binghamton. Weber, wrister, gloved by Sokolov. And to that point, it's a much quicker game than we saw last night. Columbus River Dragons like to play a lot slower, more controlled style of hockey. Black Bears are a little quicker, get up and go. The Prowlers having to adjust to those two different styles of play that they're seeing, and they're doing a good job of it. And they have a couple of goals so far. The hard forecheck has been working. Here's a wraparound try by Fletcher, stopped by Sokolov, and now Austin Federley works out. Ducks away from a hit as he dumps it in. Connor Foley scoops it up in the corner, steps out with it, sent a floater, and McCanama put a blocker on. Heinzel bounces it right back in. Federley trying to get out. He's tied up with Samaro, and now finally Prowler's able to touch up. Weber works his way out, has to kick it back up to his stick, and it's dumped in deep. Parsons up towards Freeborn. Now Heinzel off the boards. Goes down, Walters retreats, watched by Evan Foley. Pass up to Steven, didn't connect, and DeCumbus sends it back deep again. Walters. This time his lead pass off of Steven's skate. Anderson skates into it, all the way around the net, in the crease. Sokolov clips the glove on top, no rebound, and Prowlers getting in the face of Steven. Chartrand in there. Chartrand wants after Kyle Steven. Everybody being separated now. As Steven, the rookie, has been involved in a couple of scuffles so far. He and Chartrand going to the penalty boxes. This is his first season of hockey since 2019-20, when he played Division I at American International College, 46 points in 116 games over 4 years at AIC for him. He's a two-time Atlantic hockey champion. And now Steven, who was signed back on February 29th, back to hockey. 17:02 to go in period 2, as he and Chartrand each get 2 for roughing. It'll be 4-on-4. It looks like for 2 minutes, although they have to put that time up on the clock. So Steven does still have to play 15 to make playoffs, unlike the rest of the college players who play college or juniors this season only need 5. He's up to 9, now 10 this season. This is game number 10 for him. So he just has to stay in the lineup to keep himself eligible for playoffs. Loubert chips it around, goes after it. He pulls up, sends it across to Freeborn. Try to fire it back in front. That hit off a skate, and Jesse Anderson collects. Makes a move, taken down. No arm up in the air, though. And the Prowlers recollect. It's Alex Johnson with 1:17 left in the 4-on-4. Johnson gets in, stops up, takes the shot off a stick and floats high. Yates working out by himself. His team heading off the bench for a change. He chips it, and Freeborn gets on it first. Johnson trying to escape Kirkby. Freeborn gets around a sliding Dakota Bone. And Johnson forced back. His team getting some fresh troops on the ice. He finds Foley off the bench. And now Foley curls back as the change is completed. 40 seconds left in the 4-on-4. McCardle leaves for Adam Heinzel. His shot blocked. Decumbis sends it around. Bone works his way up ice. Kirkby trying to make a pass, kicked off a skate. And it's chipped just past Bone over the line, out of the zone. 15 seconds until Chartrand and Steven escape from their penalty boxes. Stone left it there, and moving up ice with it is Kirkby. So back to 5-on-5. Not much going on in the 4-on-4, as this will be icing against the Prowlers. Scantleberry couldn't get a touch on it as he stepped off the Prowler bench. Liam Freeborn, team high 23rd of the season, has doubled the Prowlers' advantage. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
I'm proud to serve farmers because everything they do matters.
If I could choose one word to describe a farmer, I would say essential.
Dedicated.
Enterprising.
The most creative people.
They're providing food for the rest of the world.
Some of the qualities I look for when hiring is personality, perseverance, someone that's determined. We want to be able to hire someone that understands what we're supporting, and ultimately that's the grower.
Come fill McMorran Place at every Prowlers home game this season. General admission tickets are just $15 with discounts available for seniors, military, students, and children under 12. Upgrade your experience in one of our suites, or bring the whole squad to the game with discounts for groups of 10 or more. Find your best option to visit the Thumb Coast professional hockey team by visiting phprowlers.com and find the tickets tab, or call the box office at 810-985-6166. Secure your seats today.
Back here at McMorran Place, early stages of the Hungry Howie's second period. Prowlers with the 2-0 lead. That's their only shot of the period so far. Binghamton has 3 shots in this frame. Nobody got any in the 4-on-4 with all that extra room out on the ice. We haven't had a shot since those penalties came against Chartrand and Steven. As Fletcher tried to make a back pass, popped up in the air. Jay sends Federley in. Pass to an area. Scantlebury couldn't catch up to it in time. And now the Black Bears have a man all the way behind the defense, but couldn't get it to him. That was Fletcher. Weber this time, up to Samero. Bounced it off the boards, but Schumacher takes it. Lobert, quick up to Chartrand. Curling on Liam Anderson, left it there. Foley, down towards Scantlebury. He's dumped into the wall. Gets back up, right back on the puck. Bounced around. Foley. To a side scrum. Kicked out by Kirkby. And now Weber looks to start out. Dancing through center. Fires it right in on Sokolov. He'll grab it and hang on. Long enough to get the whistle. Face-off coming deep in Prowler territory. Both teams make changes. That is our first shot on goal in over 3 minutes. Black Bears' fourth of the period. As Johnson gives it up to DeCumbus, tipped along by Vaughn. Hustling in after Fitzgerald. Walters collapsed on quickly by DeCumbus. Vaughn digging for it. Try to dance his way out. Vaughn still with it behind the net. Jake Vaughn out high. Johnson, D-to-D to McCardle. Tried to send it towards the cage. Blocked down by Yates. McCardle has it again. Walks the line. Backhander. Floats high over top. DeCumbus first on the puck. Now Vaughn behind the net. Forced into the corner by Kirkby. It's dug out. Walters tries to turn the corner. His pass just out of the reach of Tosto. He's able to get it back enough to dump it in. Scantlebury took a big hit there. And now he works his way out. On to Vaughn. Over the red line, over the Black Bears' blue line, but offside are the Prowlers. 12:37 left to go in period 2. Prowlers still with the 2-0 lead. And just as I was talking about the pace of play earlier on in this period being quicker than the River Dragons, haven't seen all that much pace so far in this second. As Bone tries to dangle his way around, blocked by Scantlebury, and it's rimmed in. Sokolov plays it up the glass. Scantlebury on to Dalton J. Had Bartlett coming with him, but it was poked off his stick. Now it's chipped around to Thompson. As a man going to the net, sends it to Anderson. And the shot stopped by Sokolov with the goal stick. Stone from the line, fired it off the backboards. Jay dumps it out. And Thompson gives it across to Stone. Heinzel puts his man into the boards. Thompson tried a centering feed. That didn't work. Bartlett trying to send Freeborn on. Just a bit too far in front. Little ping pong hockey going on here. Dumped right in and then dumped right back out. There's another dump in. Fletcher, first one after it. His team in the midst of a change. The Prowlers get a chance to dump it right back out, and they do. Connor Foley now on to Freeborn. Pulls up, drops to Schumacher. Didn't get all of it. Oh, what a play! And Freeborn couldn't finish it off. A couple of touch passes there by the Prowlers. I don't think Freeborn was expecting that puck to land back on his stick. McCanama had to make a save. There's Sokolov with a save of his own from the outside. And he'll cover up for a whistle in the faceoff. Just over 11 minutes to go in period 2. The drop pass was to Schumacher. Now we see Dalton J heading off the ice. Maybe an equipment thing because Bridget Smith, the Prowlers trainer, is still on the bench. The drop pass to Schumacher, I thought he was going to shoot it. Instead, he went down to Federley, who tapped it right to Freeborn. And again, I don't think Liam Freeborn knew that that puck was going to end up back on his tape. Maybe a little surprised by it, but he didn't get a quick shot off. Here comes DeCumbus. Gives it to Vaughn. His shot whistles wide on the short side. Logar couldn't bounce it back as DeCumbus got in the passing lane. Dumped in, Evan Foley after it with Weber. Black Bears able to work it out. Here's Logar. Stepped up on by McCardle, and he just ran into the wall of 6'2", 205-pound Chase McCardle. Now Walters. Long lead pass missed by Tosto, and that is icing against Binghamton with 10:09 left in the second period. Well, we've seen Lobar with some hits stepping up so far in this game, and how about McCardle there? After the dump in, he forced that Black Bear to just run into him. Just put up a wall at the blue line and negate the zone entry. McCardle back towards the net. Slipped wide. Chartrand goes behind the cage to Bartlett. It's a bounce pass to himself. Comes out with it. Centering feed to Chartrand. Turnaround shot. Couldn't find the target. And then Chartrand blocks down the dump out by Kirkby. McCardle just sent it towards the cage. It was sticked by McKenema. Scantleberry to the line. Parsons right off the bench. His wrister sticks to McKenema. And no rebound. Now Chartrand and Liam Anderson getting into it. McKenema just trying to get out of there. They'll be separated, and we'll take a timeout. 9.5 to go in period 2. Prowlers still up by 2. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network. Welcome back to McMorran Place. 9.5 to go in the Hungry Howie's second period. And how about some more 4-on-4? Dan Chartrand and Liam Anderson get matching roughing minors. For Chartrand, his third time in the box tonight, and each time has been coincidental. Dalton Jay also coming back from the locker room, testing out his skate, so maybe something involving his steel. Maybe had to get a new set of steel in there. Didn't get any shots in the last 4-on-4. We'll see if we'll get something here. Face-off is deep in Black Bears territory. Prowlers send out Schumacher, Logar, Federley, and Freeborn. Black Bears have Fitzgerald, Thompson, Walters, and Jesse Anderson. So Federley and Anderson take this face-off. Fitzgerald behind the net. Schumacher lost his stick, and now so has McKenema. Everybody recollecting their twigs. Meanwhile, the Black Bears work out. Anderson forced back by Federley. JT Walters leaves it for Fitzgerald. Gave it away. Federley tries to move up with it. Has Freeborn going to the net. Federley to the cage, and Freeborn couldn't get enough on it to tap it home. And now Federley, back pass on to Logar. Forced back by Freeborn. Schumacher resets. 40 seconds gone in the 4-on-4. Austin Federley has skating room. He'll find Logar in with speed on the outside. Muscled off by Weber. They get into the boards together. Now Dalton J sent a pass across. Taken away by Stone, but he whiffed on the pass out. Now Johnson down to a knee. Kirkby sends in Tosto, and Dalton J gets back to negate that shot. As Tosto looked like he had some room to shoot it. Johnson lost the handle. Weber gets it out. Here's McCardle. Forced back by Tosto. 32 seconds left in 4-on-4. Connor Foley to Jay. Looking for a pass. He'll go around the net. Gets back on it. Drops to Connor Foley. That's McCardle going to the net. Tried to send it there, but stepping in the middle was Weber. McCardle comes back on Weber. He dumps it in as he's dumped to the ice by Connor Foley. And now Foley tangled up with Kirkby. And the Prowlers are going to be shorthanded as Connor Foley gave Kirkby a whack. They always catch the retaliation. That's how the saying goes. So just as 4-on-4 ends, the Black Bears are headed to their third power play of the game. So a chance for the Binghamton to get on the board. The top-ranked power play in the FPHL has already given up its 9th shorthanded goal of the season. Prowlers now in the league lead for shorthanded goals. They came into the night tied with 4 other teams with 10 atop the league. And Vinny DeCumbus earlier in this game is their 11th. Schumacher works his way out. Evan Foley tripped over the red line. Schumacher able to cause some havoc deep in Black Bears territory. Logar drops it back to the point. Bone to Yates. To the net, blocked by Federley. Bone able to keep it alive. Black Bears set back up. Here's Logar. Looking to work in. Can't find a space. Drops to Yates. And now Bone at the top. Down low feed. There was a shot pass for Tosto. Sokolov made the pad stop. Kirkby turns. Finds Bone again. Now Tosto in the corner. Bone has to settle down the bouncing puck. They continue to play catch. Bone this time takes the shot, slipped it wide along the ice. Kirkby knocked down. They can't clear. Schumacher finds it, and now he's able to get it all the way down. 51 seconds left on the Prowlers PK. Quick up to Kirkby, but the Black Bears offside in the midst of a change. They were trying to catch the Prowlers in the change. Port Huron got 3 skaters off. Frank Schumacher said, screw it, I'm going to defend this rush, but now he's able to get off the ice. He waved his hand to the bench like, yeah, forget it, I will be defending this rush, and lucky for him, it was offside, so he's able to get off. 4 fresh Prowlers out there right now. There are currently 6 Black Bears on the ice, as Tyson Kirkby has a word with one of the referees. 48 seconds again left in the power play for Binghamton. Not sure what this delay is about. And now they're grabbing a shovel or a scraper from off the ice. Maybe some blood on the ice. Not sure where it came from, but maybe a stick came up on somebody after the offside. It's the only thing I can possibly think of. One shot so far on the man advantage for Binghamton. It was that shot pass by Bone that was tipped on by Tosto. Sokolov able to make that save. He stopped 24 of 24 so far. Black Bears out shooting the Prowlers 24-14. Off this face-off, they tie up, and it's worked back. Weber enters offensive territory and rims it around, and Weber dumped by McCardle. They're going to send McCardle to the box. Prowlers actually got a dump attempt out, but they didn't blow it dead until now. And it looks like cross-checking is the signal on Chase McCardle. So with 6:03 to go in the second period, it's a 5-on-3 for Binghamton for 34 seconds, and the Bluebirds raining down here at McMorran Place. Alex Johnson not happy with the call either. He's having a chat with one of the referees. So 34 seconds of 5-on-3 coming here for the Prowlers, or for the Black Bears, excuse me. Federley, Schumacher, and Johnson to start the kill. Top guns out there for Binghamton. Thompson, Kirkby, Yates, Stone, and Bone. So no Logar out there right now, or Tosto. Looking for a little bit of a different look. Here's Bone down to Kirkby, back to Bone, touched it on net, and Sokolov got a piece. Bone back on it. Stone. Touch to Yates. His shot eaten up by the stick of Frank Schumacher, out of play. 10 seconds left in 5-on-3 time. And then it will be a minute 26 of power play time, 5-on-4 for Binghamton. Touch back to the line off the faceoff. Stone. Pass down to Thompson, trying to one-touch it across. Good stick from Schumacher. Now Kirkby walks the middle of the ice, gives it down. Connor Foley hustling to join the play as the shot comes on net. No rebound left by Makar Sokolov. So minute 21 of 5-on-4 time left for Binghamton. The Prowlers kill off one. This is technically the fourth power play of the game for the Black Bears, as Chartrand able to poke that one out. Hustling after Bone. Drops it back to Gavin Yates. Hustles through the neutral zone. Gets into offensive territory. Yates pulls up. Gets it to Bone. Wrister deflected and just wide. Yates on it again, harassed by Adam Heinzel. Yates can't escape, he'll play it off the backboards. Now Logar to the net, save made by Sokolov. Bone recollects, over to Yates. Back feed across, Bone again, the wrister, right into the chest of Makar Sokolov. And the Prowlers defending the top of their crease, another scrum ensuing. Black Bears whipping the puck around. The Prowlers keeping them to the outside for the most part. A couple of sticks in lanes on those cross ice feeds. And the PK has 38 seconds left on the clock. We'll have it for you when we come back right here on the PHP Network.
At Hungry Howie's, we're famous for flavor, and this is our Chief Flavor Officer. Every hour of every day, our CFO obsesses over the tastiest ingredients, combining them to create new flavor combinations your taste buds never knew they needed. Until now. Introducing his latest master pizza, the Pepperoni Duo. A delicious combination of classic cut pepperoni, original pepperoni, 100% mozzarella cheese, and our famous flavored crust. 2 kinds of pepperoni, all kinds of delicious.
Hungry
Howie's. Back here at McMorran Place, under 5 to go in the Hungry Howie's second period. Still 2-0 lead for the Prowlers, but the Ring outshot right now 30-14. And outshot in the period 13-4. Makar Sokolov has stood tall between the pipes. Face-off coming to Sokolov's right. Foley, Schumacher, and Lobert out there to defend. Fletcher taking the draw against Connor Foley. As Stone wristed towards the net, kicked away off a skate. Weber tried to feed it down low, off a stick. Lobert collapsed on by a couple of Black Bears. Binghamton takes it back, but then Lobert able to rim it up the boards. Stone keeps it in. Fletcher stops up behind the net, comes out to the middle of the ice, and Evan Foley takes it. Final 10 seconds ticking off the Black Bears power play as Connor Foley gloves it down at the Binghamton blue line. Now the Black Bears work out. Here comes Thompson. Poked off his stick, and another successful PK for the Prowlers. Thompson cycles it deep. 2 Prowlers collapsing on Logar. Jesse Anderson pulls it out. Now Thompson, backhander, stopped by Sokolov, hugging the post. There's McCardle, fresh out of the box, chips it around his man, heads back after it. Puck was bouncing. Now Bartlett tried to come out in front and shoot, couldn't do it. Heinzel bounces it off the wall. And sent up by Weber. Knocked down out of the air by Jay. Waits for his team to get onside. Sends Scantleberry in. He's stopped by McKenema. Brian Parsons at the line, looking towards Jay. Scantleberry behind the net. Centering feed, Jay came all the way through. Heinzel Orister. That's stopped by McKenema. Batted back to him by the glove of his defenseman. And he's able to catch it and hang on. But a good look there for Tucker Scantleberry as the Prowlers entered the zone. Jay pulled up. He had all of the Black Bears facing him. And the Black Bears defenseman on the far side, I believe it was JT Walters, was turned in Dalton Jay's direction. So he passed it to Scantleberry. Walters had his back to Tucker Scantleberry, who blew by and got a good opportunity. Austin Federley let it go through. Kirkby harassed by Connor Foley, and now Walters. Fitzgerald turns the corner, heads up ice, long lead pass, tipped in by Austin Thompson. Parsons off the boards. Stone keeps it alive. Puck sells to the middle of the ice, and Thompson swung and missed on a good opportunity. Odd man situation for the Black Bears down low as that puck was kept alive. Kirkby couldn't get that deep. Got caught up in Liam Freeborn, but Colin Fitzgerald comes back to keep it in, or to get it back for the Black Bears, excuse me. Parsons bounces it down, icing waved off as we approach 2 minutes to go here in period number 2. Yates had it poked off his stick, and now Chartrand able to get it in. It's rimmed around. Tecumseh tried to get it down low. Chartrand from the outside stopped the rebound. Evan Foley didn't put it on net. And it slides to McKenema, who dives out to cover up. Minute 41 to go in period 2. Prowlers getting some pressure after the lengthy PK. Send out the third line for this offensive zone faceoff. Dalton J to take it against Fletcher. One back to Scantlebury, turned it towards the net, missed wide. Jay threw a check, centering feed out of Scantlebury's reach as Bartlett just turned and fired it to the middle of the ice. Drop feed, Fletcher ran to his own man, and the backhander came from Liam Anderson. It's held on to by Sokolov, and another Black Bear getting a headlock from the Prowlers after getting too close to Makar Sokolov. Fletcher not happy about it, but he'll have some more words now with McCardle and recollect his stick. No penalties coming on this one. Minute 23 left to go in period 2. Prowlers switch things up. Evan Foley's line on the ice for this defensive zone draw. Foley wins this one back clean. McCardle stops up behind the cage. To Cumbus, across to Alex Johnson. Has to come back for it. And McCardle continue to move it around, taken by Tusto. And the Bears set up their offense as we approach the final minute of the period. Shot towards the net, hit a body. And Evan Foley looks to work this one out. It bounces off the referee right to Johnson. He lofts it in, and he's dumped to the ice by Steven. This one rimmed around. Schumacher and Samaro get there together. Worked up high to Bone. D to D Walters. Fakes the drive. It kicks off of Evan Foley's skate. Another block for the Prowlers. And Foley heads back to the bench with 27.2 left on the clock. And the faceoff coming to Sokolov's left after the puck out of play. Off this faceoff, Schumacher looks to turn out with it. Almost given away. Now the Prowlers get into offensive territory. Federley dumps it around with 15. Walters had his stick lifted. Logar off the far wall. Schumacher on it. No backhand it in. Colin Fitzgerald played it back to Walters. He'll just eat it, and that's going to do it for period number 2. And through 40 minutes of play, only 2 goals. Same as last night, but this time it's the Prowlers with both of them. Shots on goal in that middle period, 14 for Binghamton and 6 for the Prowlers. Black Bears up on shots by the in-arena total of 31-16. Coming up in the second intermission report, we chat about this game so far, talk about everything that has gone on. Some good goaltending, a couple of goals for the Prowlers, and what it all means. Also take a look at the upcoming schedule for Port Huron, as they'll finish up the 3-3 tomorrow and head out on the road next weekend. But the Prowlers, after another good period, a little bit of survival mode at times, and the penalty kill came up big, up 2-0 after 40 minutes of play. Well, secure your seats for the Prowlers' next home game as they host the Columbus River Dragons on Saturday, March 30th, with puck drop at McMorran Place, scheduled for 7:05 p.m. Tickets are available online at phprowlers.com/tickets, by phone at 810-985-6166, or by scanning the QR code on your screen now. That's online at phprowlers.com/tickets, by phone at 810-985-6166, or scan the QR code on your screen now to see Prowlers hockey live and in person at the old bar in McMorran Place, the way it was meant to be enjoyed. Final meeting between the Prowlers and the River Dragons. Can Port Huron avenge their loss last night here at McMorran? Come be in the building to find out. Again, you can get your tickets in advance or at the door. But to get them in advance, visit phprowlers.com/tickets. Prowlers up 2-0 on the Empire Division, leading Binghamton Black Bears through 2 periods of play. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll break it all down right here on the PHP Network.
I've worked at Pioneer and now Corteva for 36 years. It goes by very quickly.
This is a pretty noble profession where you're giving back to humanity.
Curiosity is so important. I learn something new every day.
What's that next challenge that may occur for farmers? You do really feel like you've got an impact on what's coming.
I can see how we're making things better.
And we have the best solutions for our farmers. And I think we're here to feed and fuel the world. I'm proud to be part of that culture, and I'm proud to be part of the company.
At Hungry Howie's, we're famous for flavor, and this is our Chief Flavor Officer. Every hour of every day, our CFO obsesses over the tastiest ingredients, combining them to create new flavor combinations your taste buds never knew they needed, until now. Introducing his latest master pizza, the Pepperoni Duo. A delicious combination of classic cut pepperoni, original pepperoni, 100% mozzarella cheese, and our famous flavored crust. 2 kinds of pepperoni, all kinds of delicious.
Hungry?
Howie's!
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
Seriously, not even that much better than you.
Should have just got a ticket from phprowlers.com.
I should have just bought tickets at phprowlers.com.
I got it!
I should have just got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
I should have got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
They should have just got tickets
at phprowlers.com.
They're cleaning up the Chuck-a-Pucks here at McMorran Place, and through 40 minutes of play, it's the Prowlers with a 2-0 lead over the Empire, division leading Binghamton Black Bears. Will Wiggleman back with you on the PHP Network. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Second game of the 3-3 for Port Huron, as they are facing the top team in each division this weekend. They faced the Columbus River Dragons last night, Black Bears tonight, and then the River Dragons again tomorrow. And it has been talked about a lot as a measuring stick type of weekend for Port Huron. And last night didn't go their way. They lost 4-0, but in that game they were competitive. They skated with the River Dragons, who are right now the top team in the league and look like head and shoulders above anybody else. Of course, we don't get to see the Black Bears and the River Dragons match up at all this regular season, but they seem to be the top team due to the Columbus River Dragons. So that's huge for the Prowlers to know that, okay, we can skate with these guys. And now the way they're playing right now against Binghamton, this looks like one of their better games of the season. They're in on the forecheck, and they're getting pucks. They're getting turnovers on the forecheck as well. And the Prowlers are getting goals off of that. They're also able to generate some odd man rushes as well. And in between the pipes, Makar Sokolov has been sharp, stopping all 31. He's being credited with 30 saves online, 31 shots here. I don't think anyone's going to make too big of a deal about it. I know some people care a lot about the shots on goal being absolutely correct, but for the most part, one shot off here or there isn't such a big deal. But it all seems to be coming together in this game for the Prowlers, and there's a lot of pressure on the guys who have been in this locker room for most of the season, which is a lot of them. Prowlers aren't a team that makes too many moves, but now it's college recruitment time. It's just about the end of it as of tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the last time the Prowlers can add a college player, because that will be eligible for playoffs, because tomorrow is the 5th to last game this regular season for the Prowlers, and the college players have to play 5. So they added 2 during the week, Jake Vaughn and Oscar Walgren, who we haven't seen yet, but he's backed up as the backup goaltender tonight and last night. That counts for his games played towards his 5. And then today they added Dominic Luber and Chase McCardle, who both have shown a physical presence in this game, despite being a little bit different in terms of stature. McCardle bigger at 6'2", but Luber certainly not afraid to throw the body around at 5'10", 183 pounds. And he's stepped up a number of times to make hits. So Prowlers adding up front, on defense, in between the pipes, and then that puts pressure on everybody to play their best. And that's what we're seeing here in this game is some of the best hockey from some of these guys, especially away from the puck in different ways that might not show up on the score sheet. And that's how you're going to have to beat teams in the playoffs. Playoff hockey is a score like the one you see there on your screen now. It's a 2-0 type of score. 1 goal, 2 goals maybe in a period. That's playoff hockey. It's not the up and down, high pace action that you sometimes see in these games. And Matt Graham, Chris Paulin, as I've talked to them throughout the season in our interviews post-game, they talk a lot about being able to win these types of games, the 1-0, 2-1, 3-2 games, because that's what playoff hockey is. Well, that's what the Prowlers are in right now, and they'll try to finish off the Binghamton Black Bears, and we will have third period action for you here on the PHP Network and we'll have it for you next.
Keep up with your Prowlers all season long on social media. Follow us on Facebook at the Port Huron Prowlers, Instagram at PH Prowlers, and Twitter at PH Prowlers. And you can find more information on our website, phprowlers.com.
They're seriously not even that much better than you.
Should have just got a ticket from phprowlers.com.
I should have just bought tickets at phprowlers.com.
I got it!
I should have just got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
I should have got a ticket at phprowlers.com.
They should have just got tickets
at phprowlers.com.
We're wrapping up the second intermission here at McMorran Place as the Prowlers and Black Bears battling for the one and only time this season. But before we continue to talk about tonight's game, we take a look around the league with our out-of-town scoreboard and the Watertown Wolves, who in the game in hand they have on the Elmira River Sharks. They have one game in hand coming into tonight. This is it right here with Elmira not in action. Currently being shut out by the Danbury Hat-Tricks 3-0. Billy Berry has a pair of goals for Danbury, while Taylor Joseph has stopped all 15 shots he's seen so far. They're midway through period 2. They're about to complete the second period down the road from here in Fraser, and the Motor City Rockers are up 3-1 on the Columbus River Dragons, as Columbus also playing a 3-3. No Austin Doe in the lineup for Columbus tonight. Also no William Lavaliere, who had the shutout last night for the River Dragons against the Prowlers. That one's 3-1 again at late stages. Second period, they're about to wrap up period 2. Gus Ford has added a couple for Carolina in the second. Thunderbirds up 3-0 on the Blue Ridge Bobcats. And finally, they're in the first period. Down in Baton Rouge, Philip Wong, the only goal so far. It's 1-0 Mississippi. Lots of zeros on the board around the FPHL, including here, where it's 2-0 Prowlers. We take a look at the Prowlers' upcoming schedule. They'll be visiting those Baton Rouge Zydeco coming up next week. But before that, they have this third period and then another date with the Dragons. That's coming tomorrow. Again, that is the entirety of the Prowlers season series with both the Dragons and the Black Bears are on your screen right now. And this is a huge weekend for Port Huron. And we'll see if they can close this one out. This puck drop for period 3 coming up in just a few minutes. Both teams getting set at the tunnel to get back out there and start the final 20 minutes of play. Take a look at the stats, though, through the first 2 periods. And going by the shot clock here at McMorran Place, it's 31-16. The shot advantage for Binghamton. Black Bears 0 for 4 on the power play. And it was the top-ranked power play in the league against the bottom-ranked penalty kill, though the Prowlers' penalty kill has been phenomenal as of late. They actually knocked the Motor City Rockers down from first to second on the power play in the league last weekend. And then last night, a bit of a stumble. That was 2 weekends ago, against Motor City. And then they were strong against Elmira last night, a bit of a stumble. But they've looked good again here tonight. And it's a big reason why they're still ahead is that penalty kill being so strong. Makar Sokolov as well in net. But the Prowlers have still yet to get an opportunity on the power play, as all 6 minutes of penalty time for the Black Bears have all been coincidental minors. We've seen a lot of 4-on-4 between these teams so far in this game. As the referees are on the ice, the Black Bears are hitting the ice. Let's take a look back at our PHP Network trivia question regarding those Binghamton Black Bears who have already clinched the Empire Division title. We want to know who the last Binghamton pro hockey team was to win its division. I have to give an assist to Brooks Hill with the Binghamton Black Bears because I found out this stat because of an article he wrote. The answer is the Binghamton Senators, who did it in 2013-14 in the AHL. So the Black Bears, the first Binghamton pro hockey team in 10 years to win its division title. You see Makar Sokolov there on your screen. 31 saves on 31 Black Bears shots. While Connor McKenna is at the Black Bears bench, getting set to go. He's stopped 14 of 16 Prowler shots over the first 40 minutes of play. Third period about to get underway here. It's Tyson Kirkby's line to start against Evan Foley's line. Some different faces to start this period than we saw start the first 2. And the 2 captains set to start it off. And we're underway in period 3. Black Bears get the first touch, but they give it away. Here's Evan Foley on the backhand. Curls back, finds Schumacher, who rims it around. Bone picks it up on the other side. Weber chops it as far as the line. Evan Foley kept it alive. And now Tosto on it. Sends a pass out to Weber. Hustling into offensive territory, tried a centering feed. That didn't work. Looks like Dan Weber up on forward now. He began the game as a defenseman. Vinny DeCumbis lost the handle trying to enter offensive territory. Weber gave it away. Connor Foley couldn't handle it clean though. And McAdama came out to steer it away. McCardle keeps it alive. His shot steered out of play by the goal stick of Connor McAdama. Oh, that was a huge opportunity for Connor Foley. But the pass was so hard, it was going all the way across the ice that he couldn't keep it cleanly on his stick. And McAdama came out to knock it away from him. Here come the Black Bears. There's 3 across. They enter the line. Gavin Yates with a backhander from the goal line. That's stopped by Sokolov. McCardle lofts it out all the way down. McAdama scoops it up and hangs on for a whistle and a face-off. So an offensive zone draw coming for the Prowlers. Connor Foley, Gavin Yates. Yates wins it back. Fitzgerald up to Thompson. Pass off of Freeborn's skate. Yates comes back for it. Walters hustling for the loose puck. He gives it over to Fitzgerald. Saucer feed, and the long pass from Logar off of Thompson's stick. He and Johnson go in together, the two number 25s battling for that puck. Comes out to Liam Anderson. Long range try, missed the net. Comes right back to him. We'll pass it down to Yates. Sends it across. Walters, he shoots. It's blocked by a sliding Alex Johnson. And Johnson in some distress down on the ice. But what a block from Alex Johnson, coming all the way across as Walters had an opportunity to walk down to the net with all kinds of time and space. Johnson sliding across. Prowlers trainer Bridget Smith out there checking on Johnson. Hoping it's just a stinger, maybe knock the wind out of him a little bit. Johnson back to his knees. Again, a huge play by Alex Johnson to keep the Prowlers ahead 2-0. As JT Walters was walking down the face-off circle, and Johnson back to his skates. And now saying something to his bench with a bit of a smile on his face as he goes back under his own power. Already one coach on crutches for the Prowlers. We'll have two when Chris Paulin returns tomorrow. Defensive zone face-off coming for the Prowlers. They were icing the puck anyway when that whistle was blown. And up this face-off comes to the wall. Parsons couldn't get it out, but it lands on Jay's tape. Scantleberry, a little spin on Fletcher, and now Fletcher and Scantleberry drop the mitts. Right at the Binghamton blue line. They decided to go, and now they'll slide over to center ice. Scantleberry and Fletcher. Fletcher gets a couple of leaps in. Scantleberry ties them up, wrestles them to the ice. They're back to their skates. Scantleberry throws a couple more punches as they're down to the ice, and they're separated by the linesman. They went up and down a couple of times, and Scantleberry finally released. And he'll pump up the crowd a little bit. So tensions boil over here. We saw a number of scrums in front and around the Prowlers net, and a couple over by the Binghamton net as well. Finally, Fletcher and Scantleberry decide, let's go. And both of them got a couple of good shots in. Fletcher got the left hand really good right at the beginning, and then Scantleberry wrestled him to the ice and got some good punches in after that. It's been a while since we've seen a fight for the Prowlers. At least a few weeks. I can't think of the last one. They'll each get 5 and sit in the box. We'll continue to play 5-on-5 as Vaughn takes Scantleberry's spot on this line with Jay and Bartlett. The backhander, score! That hit off of Jake Vaughn and deflects home his first pro goal. Jay put the backhander on, and Jake Vaughn was going to the net. It hit him somewhere on the body, I think in the shoulder, something like that. Popped over McKenema, and the Prowlers take a 3-0 lead. Congratulations to Jake Vaughn. So immediately after stepping in for Tucker Scantleberry on this line, Vaughn gives the Prowlers some more insurance. Early goings, third period. Ross Bartlett skates back in with it. Across looking for Jay, off a skate. Stone tried to loft it out. Vaughn kept it in for a moment, and now they blow it dead for an offside. So Dalton Jay picking up the assist on Jake Vaughn's first as a pro. And high fives all along the bench. Tyson Kirkby wins this face-off over to the far side. Walters makes a move around Evan Foley. Enters offensive territory, and he's shouldered into the boards by Loubert. Back towards the net. It comes all the way through Loubert. Tried to chip it around. Ended up getting blocked by Walters. And then that one along the ice, stopped by Sokolov. Schumacher one-hands it to Loubert. He finds Evan Foley breaking up ice. And now DeCumbus. Tried to fire a feed across the Chartrand. That one flies out of play over the glass, and it's a souvenir for some fan hanging out over in the section all the way to our left. That goal by Jake Vaughn coming 6 seconds after the fight between Scantleberry and Fletcher. And maybe Josh Fletcher trying to infuse some life into his team, and ends up going back the other way. Face-off won by the Prowlers. Freeborn works around the net, out to Johnson. He couldn't get all of that one. Now Connor Foley with a steal in front. The backhander stopped by McKenna. He left a rebound. As Liam Freeborn was coming down the slot. Didn't get the shot off he wanted. He was getting on his backhand, but another good retrieval by the Prowlers in offensive territory. Now they're playing defense as Yates turns in the corner. Gives it out high. He handcuffed Fitzgerald, and the puck slides out. Delayed offsides against the Black Bears. Or at least I thought there was, but the linesman put his arm down. Yates down to Thompson. Poked off his stick. They'll get it back to the line. D to Stone. The wrister slips along the ice wide. Fitzgerald couldn't put it back out in front. And now Freeborn on for Vaughn. Stops up in offensive territory. His shot off a stick and just over the glass into the protective netting. Out of play with 15:33 left in period 3. A face-off to McAnama's right. Ross Bartlett and Jesse Anderson will be in on this draw. Anderson wins it to the boards, and Liam Anderson rims it around. Pops out to the middle of the ice. Anderson saved by Sokolov as Jesse Anderson was in all alone. Bone back in his own end. Sends it around towards Anderson. That's Liam Anderson. That's knocked down. Steepen back in. Now Jesse Anderson. Couldn't get his way towards the net. And it bounces just over the blue line and out. Bone puts it right back in. So over 5 minutes gone in period 3. Jake Vaughn, his first pro goal, the only one of the period so far, and extends the Prowlers' lead to 3-0. Fitzgerald trying to make a play. It's taken away to Cumbus. Got a shot off, but he missed the top corner. And Evan Foley's centering feed comes all the way to Schumacher. Foley again, backdoor play, cut off by Walters. And up to Tosto. Weber working to the net. Backhand in front, or back pass in front, excuse me. Schumacher lost an edge, stays in, and Kirkby's shot stopped by Sokolov on the one-timer. He sprawled to get it with the goal stick. Walters to the net, got through, deflected over top of the cage though. And the puck comes to Lobert. Cumbus skates it out, he dumps in. Prowlers get fresh bodies on the ice. Fitzgerald lofts it out, gloved down by Johnson at the red line. Fitzgerald curls away from Connor Foley with a pass to Kirkby. Not handled cleanly. He's able to get it out to Logar though. Now Johnson back up for Freeborn. Working on Fitzgerald. Freeborn stops up. Try to feed that kind of slipped off his stick. So Tosto has an opportunity to get it out. His pass to Logar though out of his reach. Johnson tries to work up the left wing side. He dumps it around. Bone continues it moving. 7 minutes gone in period 3. As Parsons backhands that out, it lands again in Black Bears territory. Fed back across to Bone. Poked off with Thompson's stick. To Ross Bartlett behind everybody. And he overskated the puck. He's tripped up. And a penalty coming up against Binghamton. Looks like the first power play of the night for Port Huron with 12:43 to go in period 3. We'll have it for you when we come back. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
I'm proud to serve farmers because everything they do matters.
If I could choose one word to describe a farmer, I would say essential.
Dedicated.
Enterprising.
The most creative people.
They're providing food for the rest of the world.
Some of the qualities I look for when hiring is personality, perseverance, someone that's determined. We want to be able to hire someone that understands what we're supporting, and ultimately that's the grower.
Come fill McMorran Place at every Prowlers home game this season. General admission tickets are just $15 with discounts available for seniors, military, students, and children under 12. Upgrade your experience in one of our suites, or bring the whole squad to the game with discounts for groups of 10 or more. Find your best option to visit the Thumb Coats professional hockey team by visiting phprowlers.com and find the tickets tab, or call the box office at 810-985-6166. Secure your seats today.
Back here at McMorran Place, 12:43 to go in period 3. Prowlers to the quality power play for the first time tonight. They are 6th in the FPHL, 21.3%. They went 0 for 6 though last night against Columbus, a big concern for them in the loss. Now they get an opportunity, their first against Binghamton, as Scantleberry curls back in the corner. And Bartlett, the man who drew the penalty, works it out high to Freeborn. Comes to Connor Foley, trying to lift Stone stick. Stone topples to the ice. And Johnson down around to Scantleberry. Stone on it again, and he launches it out of play, but they say deflected. Connor Foley doesn't think so, but the referee immediately saying that deflected out of play, so no delay of game penalty. It stays 5-on-4. Black Bears PK is ranked 3rd in the league at 82.7%, and they were 8 for 11 last weekend against Watertown. Although that last goal on Sunday for the Wolves, the game winner with 15 seconds left, was a power play marker. Federley kept it away from the oncoming Stephen. Prowlers have switched up their unit. Dan Chartrand on this one, taking the spot of Tristan Sim, who's scratched tonight. Federley holds at the top, gives to Cumbus, back up high, Federley across to Evan Foley, just hopped over his stick. Federley keeps it in at the line. 45 seconds left on the Prowlers' man advantage. DeCumbus looking towards Federley. Chipped past him by Kirkby. He's in alone, and he sent it over top of the net. Evan Foley back out. Took a chop from Kirkby. That's going to be a penalty. Foley wanted to give it to Kirkby, who didn't want it. And now Kirkby went straight to the referee and started talking. That will draw the whistles. And Tyson Kirkby might have some more coming. "23 seconds of 5-on-3 time coming for the Prowlers. And Tyson Kirkby's night is over. And the Prowlers fans wishing him well as he heads to the locker room. .11:05 left in period 3. Prowlers will get the 5-on-3. We'll see who they have out there. Right now on the ice, Federley, Johnson, Freeborn, Connor Foley, and Chase McCardle. Oh, McCardle getting a shot on the top power play unit. Federley as well out there at the top. Interesting look from the Prowlers. Johnson lined up on the wing side. Maybe he'll end up in the one-time spot over on the far side. Of course, Federley, the quarterback on the other power play, maybe he'll quarterback. And then they have McCardle and Johnson in the 2 one-time spots. I did not see them draw this up in the office, I swear. I'm actually thinking about this on the fly. But they won't be able to set it up quite yet as Dakota Bone dances his way through everyone and he scores. A short-handed goal for Dakota Bone, 5-on-3. He goes the length of the ice through everybody and gets Binghamton on the board with 10:55 to go in the third. That extends the point streak to 5 for Dakota Bone, his 13th goal of the season. Meanwhile, for Kirkby, his 14-game point streak is going to be snapped. But a tough way to lose the shutout for Makar Sokolov and the Prowlers, as Bone just went through everyone, made it look easy. Freeborn works his way in, stops up. One penalty is over, so now it's 5-on-4. Johnson gives it to McCardle, a one-time rip, and McCanama looked like he got a little piece of it. If not, it went wide, but that was a blast from McCardle. And if the Prowlers can have that kind of blast from the right-handed defenseman, think about putting that along with Mitch Jones or Alex Johnson in the one-time spot on the other side. Connor Foley pulls it out, tried to make a pass across. It's taken by Walters. He'll send it down ice, a minute to go on the penalty by Kirkby. Being served, not sure who's serving that, actually. Kirkby got the 2 and 10 for abuse of officials. So again, his night is over. Austin Federley back down to Chartrand. Prowlers looking for a response. Chartrand out to Federley. They continue to play catch. Chartrand to the middle looking for Connor Foley. They couldn't make the clean connection. And then the puck ends up back in Prowler ice. 22 seconds left on the power play. The back pass taken away by Thompson. Rister stopped by Sokolov. Thompson actually broke his stick on it. Prowlers take it back, but looks like their power play is over. It's passed right into the broken stick. Schumacher hauls Yates down. And just as the Prowlers power play expires, the Black Bears will go to the man advantage. Frank Schumacher to the box. Still lots of time to go at 9:04 left in period 3. And Binghamton looking to make a bit of a comeback. We'll take a break. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network. Binghamton Black Bears power play with 9:04 to go in period number 3. And the Prowlers' lead has been cut to 2. So this kill is looking pretty big for Port Huron. Frank Schumacher in the box for holding. Each team with a shorthanded goal tonight. Dakota Bone just scored one. He just dropped the puck off now to Yates. Tyson Kirkby, who's usually out there for these power plays, and of course has been sent off. Yates to Logar in the middle. Walks down, try to feed it in front, and off a stick, Sokolov snags it. 32 seconds gone on the penalty to Schumacher. Prowlers switching up the PK. Connor Foley take the draw against Yates. Pops to the middle of the ice and ends up in the corner. McCardle first on it, gets it up to Federley, who backhands it down. Bone rims it up towards Logar. Federley came in there, sent it towards the net. And this time, Bone skates it out himself. Tries to make a move. Hines will knock the puck away. Rimmed around to Thompson. Over to Bone, straight on. Finds Yates. Harassed by Heinzel, who backhands it out. 45 seconds left in the power play for Binghamton. They're trying to catch the Prowlers in a change, but had to wait for the team to get onside. Comes out to the middle of the ice. Yates gives to Logar, back to Yates. Makes a move. Can't find a shooting lane. He's wrestled off the puck by Johnson, and DeCumbus clears it down ice. 20 seconds to go in the penalty to Frank Schumacher. Thompson back in. Taken in by Johnson. Bounced off the boards by Freeborn. And he clears. And a strong penalty kill by the Prowlers. One shot on it. On the power play for Binghamton. It's over now. 7 minutes to go in regulation. Still a 2-goal game. Parsons off the glass and out. Hustling after it are Stone and Schumacher. They lock up. Freeborn down to a knee right over the puck. Stone able to find it. And now it's Fletcher revving the engines up the right wing side. Fires a cross-ice speed to Jesse Anderson. Black Bears in the midst of a change. Comes to the point. Shot through traffic is held onto by Sokolov, with Adam Heinzel providing a good screen and a little bit of disruption right in front of his own netminder. Black Bears were trying to get a late change in, but they won't be allowed, so Weber has to come back onto the ice. And he'll take the face-off against Ross Bartlett. Actually, Jesse Anderson will. Anderson wins it back. Shot towards the net, deflected down and missed wide. Vaughn towards Heinzel, got past him. Heinzel rims it up the wall, comes all the way down, icing waved off. McKenna playing it away from Scantleberry. Now it's Walters. Lead feed is on for Fletcher. He's hauled down by Scantleberry. Prowlers take the puck back and work out. McCardle, head and feed finds Scantleberry. His shot gloved and held by Connor McKenna with under 6 to go here in period number 3. Black Bears up on shots in this frame. Now 8-6. 39-22 for the game. Off this face-off, Chartrand got it, but slipped past McCardle. All the way down, here is McCardle. Around the net to Evan Foley. Back across to McCardle. Tried to make a back pass. Samaro read it and just couldn't pick it off cleanly. McCardle this time goes off the top of the glass. Fitzgerald finds it. And it's played back to Prowler ice. Wilbert to Vinny DeCumbis. Now it's kicked ahead by Evan Foley. Makes a move. And now Sharktrand dumps it around. Elston Federley fresh off the bench. Got it deep. Yates skates it out. Looking towards Thompson. Pass was too far in front. Wilbert around the boards. Yates first on it. Try to turn around shot. That was blocked. And now Freeborn steps past Yates, who hooks him. And he'll go to the penalty box. Connor Foley wants a penalty shot for Liam Freeborn, but it will just be a Prowlers power play when we come back up 3-1. You're watching Port Huron Prowlers hockey on the PHP Network.
At Hungry Howie's, we're famous for flavor, and this is our Chief Flavor Officer. Every hour of every day, our CFO obsesses over the tastiest ingredients, combining them to create new flavor combinations your taste buds never knew they needed. Until now. Introducing his latest master pizza, the Pepperoni Duo. A delicious combination of classic cut pepperoni, original pepperoni, 100% mozzarella cheese, and our famous flavored crust. 2 kinds of pepperoni, all kinds of delicious.
Hungry?
Howie's! We invite you to tune into our next broadcast tomorrow, Saturday, March 30th, when the Prowlers host the Columbus River Dragons. Puck drop is scheduled for 7:05 p.m., and the pregame show starts at 6:50. It's all right here on the PHP Network. And as always, if you can be in the building, we encourage you to be in the building. You can get your tickets at phprowlers.com/tickets. Prowlers man advantage, a huge opportunity, although they gave up a shorthanded goal the last time they were up. Surely we'll be a little bit more cautious this time as Jesse Anderson picks off that cross-ice speed, revs the engines up ice. Thompson gets it in. Johnson. Now Skettleberry back to Alex Johnson. Into offensive territory. Pulls up in the corner. Hard pass to Scantleberry. Now down to Connor Foley. Across to Freeborn. Prowlers set up. Scantleberry's at the top. Gives it to Johnson. Unloads the one-timer. It's stopped by McKenema. No rebound. 45 seconds gone in the penalty to Gavin Yates. One of the more obvious hooking calls you'll see this season. And he knew that was all he had with Freeborn already beating him. Yates had to hook him or Prowlers' leading goal scorer would have been in all alone on Connor McKenema. DeCumbis with a quick shot off the draw. That was deflected by the traffic in front. Chartrand and Walters were battling. Never got to McKenema, but did find the protective netting out of play. So they'll do it again. Prowlers have the other unit out there right now. Weber and Evan Foley on the faceoff. One back again to DeCumbis. Dalton J to Federley. Gives it back. Federley once more. They continue to play catch. Jay this time cycles it to Sharktrand. Jay to the net, deflected and just past the crease. Evan Foley comes in to rescue it, but Bone stepped in front of that pass, trying to send a couple of Black Bears out. They would have had a 2-on-1 if that pass was clean. Weber out to Bone. Tried to fire it across, couldn't find Tosto. Fitzgerald back down towards Tosto, but DeCumbis stepped in front. He's harassed. Puck knocked down at center. Up comes Colin Fitzgerald. Tried to make a pass to Thompson. It was blocked by the back-checking Dan Chartrand, who has some extra words for Austin Thompson. 15 seconds left in the penalty to Gavin Yates. Both teams with a shot on goal on this power play for the Prowlers. Connor Foley wins the face-off, pushes it back. Schumacher's pass right on Stone's tape. Connor Foley able to steal it back, trying to move his way up by centering feed. Caught up in Freeborn's equipment as it was deflected up in the air, still bouncing around. Stone able to work it out. Schumacher puts it back in front, his direction. Here comes Scantlebury, he scores! Tucker Scantlebury, top corner. That looks like the dagger as the Prowlers take a 4-1 lead. That will not be a power play goal as the power play expired about 15 seconds before, but it is Tucker Scantlebury's 11th of the season and a big goal for Port Huron. Back up by 3 with 2.5 left to go. Adam Heisel sees that one chopped in by Chartrand. And Vaughn in hard on the forecheck. They dig away, still in the corner. 3 Black Bears, 2 Prowlers down deep. Connor Foley picking up the only assist. Schumacher should also get one, I think. Now Thompson runs down Chartrand. He won't take that one lightly. He'll get a pass in front of the net, but couldn't do much with it. He was in right on top of McKenna in the crease. Minute 45 left to go. Long range try, stopped by Sokolov, who I think deserves a star of the game tonight. Tecumseh able to wrestle off the stick checks from Jesse Anderson, but the pass to Jay out of his reach, and icing called with 89 seconds up on the big board. McKenna looking to the bench, but I don't think he'll be called there. And it doesn't look like it. Black Bears able to slip in a late change. And timeout called by the Prowlers. So a minute 29 left to go, a 3-goal game now, thanks to Tucker Scantlebury, as Port Huron trying to finish off what would be a statement victory. They get goals from Jake Vaughn, his first as a pro, Vinny Tecumseh, Liam Freeborn, Tucker Scantlebury. All 3 lines contributing, plus the extra forward. All 3 lines with a goal. A balanced attack for Port Huron, but in between the pipes, Makar Sokolov has been a big part of this story. Currently 39 saves on 40 Black Bears shots in what is one of, if not the best performance of the season for him. 3rd most saves in a game this season, behind 43 all the way back in November against Baton Rouge. That was a win. And the 40 he made against Blue Ridge back on March the 9th, that was a loss. Only needs 5 more to have a new season high in saves in a game. Won't get one though shortly though, because the Prowlers are working in offensive territory. And a good steal there by Jay. Evan Foley taps it back to Johnson. McCardle looking towards Jay. And now Johnson with it again. Didn't get all he wanted on that pass, but still made its way to Evan Foley, who just slips it down. And Bone grabs it in the final minutes. Federley finished his check on Jesse Anderson. Meanwhile, that puck took a strong hop off the back wall. Vaughn tripped up. Anderson is going to the penalty box. A tripping penalty being signaled, and the Prowlers to the man advantage once again in the final minute of this game. Dan Chartrand may have just evened things up, actually. See some words for Anderson. They're quick to put him in the box. So maybe 4-on-4 here. Unless Chartrand is getting a 10-minute misconduct. We'll see. 4 Prowlers and 4 Black Bears out there. So yes, it looks like Chartrand did indeed even things up. 43.3 seconds are up on the game clock. We'll play 4-on-4 for the rest of it. Jesse Anderson, 2 for tripping. Dan Chartrand, 2 for unsportsmanlike conduct. And now some confusion at the scorer's table. Evan Foley, Vinny DeCumbis, Frank Schumacher, and Alex Johnson out there right now for the Prowlers. Fletcher, Tosto, Walters, and Fitzgerald for Binghamton. And Fitzgerald takes it off the faceoff. Wrister blocked by Alex Johnson. They dig away in the corner. Sent out to the line. Walters kept it in. Tosto trying to step out, and his shot goes wide from a tight angle. And the pass to Walters escapes the zone. 15 seconds left in period number 3, and the Black Bears offside at the Prowler line. 11.7. A statement win for the Prowlers. They were shut out last night by the Continental Division leaders. The Empire Division leaders come in, and the Prowlers pick up a victory as Thompson and Parsons come together. That's going to do it. A 4-1 win for the Port Huron Prowlers over the top team in the Empire Division. Makar Sokolov, 39 saves to pick up the victory as the Prowlers get scoring from everywhere, and they're able to pick up a huge 3 points. And we will pause in just a moment for the 3 stars of the game, but the Prowlers move to 25, 20, and 6, 75 points now, and helping to secure that spot in 3rd place in the Continental, while the Black Bears' losing streak reaches 3. We'll pause for the 3 stars. So Liam Freeborn, the 3rd star of the game. He scored the game-winning goal. Makar Sokolov with 39 saves and the win. He is tonight's 2nd star. And Jake Vaughn with his first pro goal is your 1st star of the game tonight. A huge win for the Port Huron Prowlers. And Port Huron, again, trying to secure that spot in the Continental Division in third place. Right now, Mississippi Seawolves keeping pace with them. They're up 3-1 on the Baton Rouge Zydeco in the second period. But this was a playoff type of hockey game with not a lot of scoring. The goal in the first from Vinny DeCumbis, that was shorthanded, and that gave the Prowlers a lot of momentum in a first period that the Black Bears got a few power plays, the top power play in the league, trying to take advantage, and Vinny DeCumbis turned it the other way. A great goal on the breakaway. And then Liam Freeborn 32 seconds into the middle frame after Binghamton maybe settled themselves down in the locker room, said, okay, we think we're better than this team. Let's go out there and show it. And Liam Freeborn took the wind out of the sails 32 seconds into the middle frame. And then in the third, Tucker Scantleberry and Josh Fletcher dropped the mitts. Scantleberry's line stayed out there. Jake Vaughn, the extra forward, took his spot, and 6 seconds later, Vaughn had his first pro goal. It wasn't pretty, but they don't ask how, they ask how many, and that's number 1 for Jake Vaughn. Dakota Bone got one back shorthanded later in the period, and what was a beautiful play, going end to end, dangling a few Prowlers. That broke the shutout bid for Makar Sokolov, but then Scantleberry put the icing on the cake in the final, within the final 3 minutes, and the Prowlers take it 4-1. Another reminder to tune into our next broadcast tomorrow night when the Prowlers host the Columbus River Dragons again, and they hope that they can defeat the Dragons and make sure they're not swept by any team in the FPHL this season. In the season series, the Dragons, the only FPHL team this year that the Prowlers have not picked up a win against. The Carolina Thunderbirds they were swept by. So pardon me, but they hope to not get swept by the River Dragons and end up with the series split. That puck drop scheduled for 7:05 p.m. here at McMorran Place. But for now, for Kim running the camera, I'm Will Wiggleman. Thanks so much for tuning in. A statement victory for the Prowlers. They'll try and do it again tomorrow against the Continental Division leaders. We'll see you then here on the PHP Network.